Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Market Mastery. You're with your host, Trader Dax, and we're going to be covering off S&P 500. The move that we've been talking about for the last few weeks has finally played out and hit its target. We're going to be looking at total 2, which is on the verge of a breakout, which could lead to the altcoin rally that we highlighted last week. We're going to look at a couple of altcoins that are looking pretty primed at the moment. We're going to be talking about Elon Musk changing the Twitter logo and what that means for Doge, and how that could possibly lead to an altcoin rally. We're also going to look at the hot coin at the moment, which is Ethereum. So that's what we're going to be covering off in this episode. Let's get stuck into it. So the main thing we're going to be talking about today is S&P 500 and this downtrend channel that we have been covering since, pretty much the entire year. This downtrend of the broadening descending wedge. And basically what happened was we had the breakout, or the breakdown, I should say, and the retest of the broadening descending wedge right in the middle of the banking crisis that was happening. And a lot of people thought this was going to lead to a global financial crisis 2.0. And I was talking about how it couldn't close back inside the broadening descending wedge. And if it couldn't, that's going to be a really bullish sign. And I think what will happen is the market will push to the upside, and we'll take out everybody that got trapped in shorts in this area here. Thinking we're going to have, GFC2, guys like Burry coming out and posting shorts. So all the bears were euphoric and they thought this was finally their time to, be the big short version 2.0. And basically they got trapped really, really badly in here. As soon as the Fed came out and said they're going to bail out all the banks, that was pretty much the key for Wall Street to go back into risk on. And I think that's what we've seen here with what looks like to me an accumulation phase through here, and ended up being a inverse head and shoulders, right? And also we had the falling wedge, right? So the falling wedge broke out and we got a retest of that. So retest the broadening descending wedge here, retest of the falling wedge here, and then the inverse head and shoulders. And it's pretty much since that inverse head and shoulders came fairly obvious. I've been talking about this most likely running up to this target up here. You can go back and have a look at my previous videos if you want to check, but we did nail that call. I'm pretty happy with the way that has played out. And now it has come up to test the target 2 up here, and we're having a bit of a pullback right now. How deep does this pullback go? I'm not sure. It could result in a bit of a pullback on crypto, but at the same time, gold is breaking out to the upside as well, which is looking really strong. And that seems to be saving crypto from rolling over at the moment, in my opinion. Crypto seems to be in the middle. Stocks are starting to pull back after a really nice push. Gold is pumped last night. Crypto seems to be a little bit flat, even though we did get a nice little rally this morning, and Ethereum broke out really strongly as well. But at the moment, what I'm looking for here on ES, right, this has been a really nice move. Needs some sort of a retracement. Probably going to get some sort of a bull flag type action here. And I would expect that to flag out for a little bit, maybe in the next week or so, where we get some sort of a reaccumulation. And then I'm looking for that to break to the upside and come and test the highs up here at 4,300. That would make the most sense for me. And I think very unlikely that we don't at least test this 4,200. So potentially, if this is going to play bearish, I think it will sweep this high here at 4,200, right? And then it will do something like that, okay? But if we are strong and we are bullish, I think it will continue up to 4,300. And this is just a pause for reaccumulation after, this original accumulation through here. It's looking pretty strong in my opinion. And I think there's a lot of shorts trapped offside, and they're going to need to chase to get back into position if they dump their stocks back through here, which I think a lot of people did. So they're going to have to be looking at reposition. I think that's what we've seen through here, an accumulation phase of Wall Street through here. So Nasdaq sort of similar. I think it's we've had a really nice run through here. Same sort of play on the high time frame, right? Broadening descending wedge. Pushing to the upside, I think this is the target, the midterm target, at least at 3,700. But definitely potential for this to is stalling out a little bit at the moment, have a bit of a pullback, and then push up to the highs. Okay, if we come back inside this sort of intra-range level through here, right, something like this, then we can look at opening up to a pullback into this zone through here. But at the moment, I would expect this to hold as support, and we bounce off here and then resume the pump to the upside, okay? Now, Ethereum, a lot happening at the moment here. We've obviously ranged sideways with BTC. So the original pump out of the the banking crisis through here, and we sort of just consolidated sideways for about 18 days and finally broke to the upside, hitting a little bit of resistance now at the weekly level through here. So we could see some sort of a pullback. It hasn't even really actually tagged it yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how this weekly closes. Still 4 days, but I would like to see a weekly close above this 1932, okay, 1932. I'd like to see a weekly close above that. Then that opens the upside for more of a rally and upside pushing, okay. So ETH BTC, we actually got a really nice bounce through here, okay. So what I'm looking for at the moment, after this consolidation here off this order block, had a really nice bounce. I want to see it close back inside this range. So you could argue that, you know, this is daily, that's probably the range low through there. I want to see it close above that level. And then the next key level would be for it to close above there, right? Push up through here, retest there, and then maybe even you get some sort of a inverse head and shoulders play or something like that. Now, we do have the Shanghai upgrade for Ethereum, which is going to enable people to unlock their coins, which could be, there's coins that are being staked, which could be a bit of a bearish signal, but there is also the argument that now you can unlock that more people will actually buy Ethereum to stake it because they can finally unlock it, right? So just because, you know, there's a whole heap of Ethereum that, you know, has been staked for a long time getting unlocked, I don't believe that that is entirely bearish. We're going to have to see how it plays out. I think initially, right, we should probably get a nice rally and push into the event and then be a sell and use event, have a bit of a pullback and then potentially go again, okay? So I would like to see Ethereum at least push up to 0.78 and then we'll see where it goes from there. It has been in this tight range for a long time. Let's see how that ends up playing out. But good signs so far to finally see a reversal. And, you know, Ethereum seems to, versus Bitcoin seems to trend for decent periods of time. So a reversal here, hopefully we'll see us trend at least back up to 0.77, okay? Altcoins, I think Sushi is looking really good here. Morningstar reversal on the weekly. Last time we had that, we ended up getting a really nice run, about a 50% to the middle of the range, okay? Now, important to note right now is we are having a bit of a breakout here on the total 2, right, out of its accumulation range. If we can get a strong close here on the daily, still 14 hours to go, that's going to look really nice. The only issue I have at the moment is this might not end up breaking out, which means potentially, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum need to end up ranging for a little bit longer for the next move up. And that is probably because it's getting dragged down by the stock market, which could change very quickly, right? We've been selling off since New York last night. You know, who knows, we might come down, tag this level and then reverse from there pretty quickly. So let's see how that ends up playing out. Total as well, starting to look pretty nice through here, okay? So preliminary support is this area through here. We want to see that getting broken out of, okay? So that is the key level to watch through here. And we're sort of just, you know, pushed up into it a little bit earlier. So we need to see a clean break above here, right? And then I think we can run from there, okay? Now, just getting up the right chart here. Right, so we have a 4-hour 9 on this pin bar up here. So we want to see a 4-hour close above this 9 level. And that sort of gives us a little bit of the green flag to push to the upside, right, on the daily here. If we look, since we put in the 9, so market put in 9 reversal at the bottom, ran really aggressively. And now at the moment we put in a 9 here, and that was basically the beginning of the range. Now, a few things with this range to take note of, okay? It is also the swing low here from our preliminary support on BTC is basically the range high. So we're, in my opinion, we're right at the cusp of a really big breakout into the markup phase out of accumulation, okay? And then to add to confluence on top of that is we have the red pin bar here that's highlighted for the sell signal for the TD sequential, right? One of the signals is when you get a close, a candle close on that same time frame above the wick So if I just remove this line here, you'll see that there's green dots through here, right? When we get a close above that, which we're pushing into right now, that usually gives us a green flag signal that the next leg of the rally is about to start. Let's go have a look at previous price action for BTC, right? And I'll show you every time we finally got a break above that 9 level, the market ran it pretty significantly, okay? So the 9 through here, we got a tiny little close, but then next candle rejected, right? So I would say that's almost like a swing failure pattern of the 9 level, right? And then we end up pulling back. We finally get above the 9 the second time through here after a nice consolidation period, right? And the next leg up starts. This one didn't go for very long because we had another 9 straight after. That required another accumulation. We went sideways into that. Really nice little Morningstar reversal here with our little order block got put in, right? Close above the 9. That's when the next leg starts, right? Quick close above the 9, flips into support. The next leg starts, and that's a really strong rally through there. Okay, look at the pump on that one, right? 9 gets put in, strong rally through here straight away, closes above. We have a few more candles go up, tries to hold support. Then we have quite a strong pullback. Okay. Runs again, 9 consolidation, close above the 9, we'll leave the range, right? 9 through here, close above the 9 straight away, really strong push. And that takes us into quite a significant high, okay? One more 9, close above straight away, flips into support through here, strong close pretty much straight away and leads into quite a significant rally, right? And then the final 9 of this run, right? Basically put in a sort of deviation through here above the 9, right? This is one of the first times that it failed, and that ended up being the top for the cycle. So this is a really good tool you can use to just double check your bias and momentum, right? And we can also see here the same thing happens on the downside, right? So we flipped, right? Get a close below the 9 through this consolidation. This is actually a really nice rising wedge, right? Finally closes below the 9, and that's when the capitulation starts, right? So basically, a really nice little indicator there that you can use to basically time the breakouts, right? When you know it's actually going to be a real breakout, usually happens when we get a close above the 9. So if we can get a close on the daily above the 9, right, or something that looks like this, that's when I'm going to be expecting that we're going to actually get continuation and the breakout to the upside, okay? So at the moment, just looking at this, it looks like this was the accumulation range through here. We're getting held down from this range, which is also a TD9 wick, right? If we can close above that, then I'm going to be looking for this to continue to the upside, okay? It really can be that simple sometimes. But obviously, this is only one indicator. You want to look for other forms of confluence, but we are lining up with previous order blocks as well, something to take note of. Now, another thing I want to take you guys to have a look at here is Bitcoin and gold. Gold is the orange line through here. Might just change that quickly to more of a gold color. Okay. Didn't really change probably much at all. But gold is the gold color and BTC is the chart, okay? The candles. We can see here that since the financial scare that we had in the traditional markets, gold pushed first and has outperformed really nicely on this entire leg up, and then BTC chased and caught up and pretty much has matched it move for move, right? Gold broke down, BTC broke down a few days later. Gold pushed back up, BTC pushed up a couple of days later. Gold started pulling back, BTC followed. BTC led it this time, right? And gold sort of led it in this last leg up and is now pushed out quite nicely at the top of this range, okay? So we're going to see here, is Bitcoin going to continue to follow gold? In my opinion, it's probably likely, but we do have to get a break above this range high, okay? Just something to think about. And that's why I was sort of said at the start of the video that gold is sort of pushing and potentially pulling Bitcoin up at the moment and holding it in the middle, while stocks are actually selling off at the moment. And so BTC and cryptos are sort of like stuck in the middle. Well, obviously Ethereum is broken out, so maybe I shouldn't be overlaying gold over Ethereum. Let's have a quick look at that. Might be a cool one to do. Okay, we'll go down to a little bit lower time frame. right? And that has matched pretty nicely, I would say. So let's see. I think BTC is lagging, to be honest. And there's some crazy sell wars at the moment on BTC. Now, the reason that that might be happening, okay, is this is CZ's wallet. Well, I mean, it's one of the Binance wallets, but I'm pretty sure this is the wallet that the $1 billion was sent to, okay? And at the moment, there's only 90 million left in this wallet, the Binance USD. So they had $1 billion of Binance USD that they had sort of segregated out when FTX went under. And they basically said, we're going to support the industry. If other companies start to go under, we can use this $1 billion to bail them out, et cetera, et cetera. And then, you know, when the banking crisis started happening and, you know, there was a bit of a war from the US government against crypto and a few banks went under, but CZ basically came out and said, look, we're going to convert it all into BTC, ETH, and BNB. And so there was $1 billion, 910 million has gone into those markets so far. And everyone was saying, oh, you know, this pump was a result of CZ, right? But he actually came out and showed that the wallet had not started entering the market yet when we had started into this range. And we've been in this consolidation sideways range the entire time that that wallet has been going down from $1 billion down to 90 million. So in my opinion, potentially some of those sell wars that we're seeing that are very extreme on BTC at the moment could potentially be CZ and Binance holding down the market so that they can fill limit orders throughout this range. And once they finish filling their bags with that 90 million, then they will look to pump the market. I don't know. For me, it doesn't really make sense that, you know, the person who controls the market pretty much, or at least controls the exchange that has 80 to 90% of the volume on it, would end up buying the top just before we roll over to 12K with $1 billion. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me that that's how it would play out. But let's see what ends up happening. And by the way, guys, if you are liking my content, jump over to my Twitter. The Twitter is Dax Trader, Dax. It's Dax Trader, and I've been writing a whole heap of really cool threads on, you know, different aspects of the market, like log scale versus linear scale, which was a request. You know, the pi cycle top indicator. I did one on RSI the other day, and yeah, they've been going really well. A lot of people have been enjoying these threads. So if you want a little bit more info on that, you can check it out by jumping over to Twitter and having a read of some of those threads for a little bit of extra alpha and trading tips. And also there is a link to our YouTube channel. You can also watch our free course as well, right? And that will also give you access to our Discord and the free course area, right? You can jump in here. There's 6 videos in total. Most of them go for 2.5 to 3 hours. Some great content. It's all free. All you have to do is jump in Discord, which is free as well. And you can get in there and have a look, get involved in the community, make some friends as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you all in the next session.